think it's me. We're gonna make sure it stays that way. It's really hot this year in Arizona. I remember doing all my prep cardio, fucking bundled up in like neoprene sweats and everything because it was like 35 degrees out in the morning. It like hasn't gotten below 50 in the mornings. It's like fucking 90 in the afternoon. I'm just way too big. Just way too big for it to be this hot. What is up, YouTube? We are back after a brief, unintentional hiatus with an upper day. So I'm gonna walk you through. I've got a little bit of a split change. Finally have more concrete pro debut plans, which I know I've been teasing that for the last 3 episodes. It hasn't been intentional. So I'll get started with some arms, move on to a little bit of chest, and then it'll be mostly delt. So let's get into it. I haven't been training at this gym, so it's going to be a little bit of an ad-libbed. Is that the word I'm looking for? Remember Mad Libs when we were kids? You remember playing that game? So it'll be a little mix and match here, but it'll still be good. Oh, it's like that's not 13 pounds. So I have moved to an upper lower split. So I'm doing upper lower rest, upper lower. And I have 3 days of each session. So I've really been trying to bring up my delts as well as my quads. So I haven't even really been training much back since the start of the year. That will change in the next, I'm gonna start training with Tommy again after he gets back from the Arnold. And then we're gonna have more of like an official back day, which will be good. But my back has been at such a spot that I'm fine maintaining it. So I've been sprinkling in like some pull-ups. I've even been sprinkling in like a full back day here and there, but it's been a little inconsistent. So the one thing about upper lower, man, it makes time fly so much faster because I swear every day I walk in the gym, I'm training legs, and it's a lot, but it's also been a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to going 2 more weeks on this and then kind of switching it up just a little bit. I feel like I need to go mow the lawn after this. I hate training arms, that's why every upper day I knock out some biceps and some triceps first. Just try and grow these pea shooters. collagen, more for the nutrition. Jessica 10 to save. Explosive fibers. Get all your rag tops from explosive fibers. Code Jessica. All right, one more set here, and we'll finally get to the fun stuff. Love this song. All right, next I'm gonna move on to some pull-ups. Pull-ups for me, it's as much to do just because I don't like them as they are just being a really good back movement. Since the beginning of the year, as I mentioned, I haven't really been having any full back days, and I haven't been doing a ton of density work, more so just trying to get like lat from the front. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be going back to having plenty of density movements in there. But now I'm going to move on to just 2 sets of body weight pull-ups, as many reps as I can to failure. These aren't fun in the off season because I'm heavier every week, so they're really a struggle. But you know, my motto is just do the hard things and do the things you don't want to do. So I'm going to knock them out early. They're also great, like warm up for me. I really feel like my lats blow up when I do them. So we're still doing them. I shouldn't say what I'm going to say. I was going to say I'm going to go empty my bladder first because the shoes are really heavy, the sweats are really heavy. I weigh 190 pounds, like something's got to give, so. All right, I'm going to leave my shoes on for my top set and then take them off for my back off set. They're a lot heavier than my nobles, so you know, they count. I try to mix up my grip. It's always easiest for me to do supinated, so then the next one, well, I guess over here the only real option I have is to do pronated, so I guess I'm going wide and pronated, but normally I'll go wide and neutral. But wide and pronated will humble me, so that'll be good. Got some bangers going on in here today, man. You probably can't hear them, but I fuck with it. Oldies, probably. Okay. I don't even know what I'm doing today. I can't keep these days straight. Let's see. Oh, I do actually I do a fair amount of back on this day. So that'll be fun. But we're gonna get my chest press out of the way. I just do like one chest press on each of these days, nothing crazy with chest. I'm gonna try this standing piece. I've only used it once before. I think I liked it. It's kind of just a novelty item, so I might as well use it while I'm here. Oh God, I don't know how the big boy is fitting here. Maybe we won't be using this. I saw Tommy using this the other day. I don't know how the fuck he fit in here. Oh, whoops. That wasn't a good idea. This might be too heavy. This is heavy. This is heavy. For most of my movements, it's kind of different when I get to delts, but we'll get there. I've been doing a top set of 6 to 8, and then my back off set is a little higher rep, at least 12, ideally like 13 to 17. I was gonna say something and I don't know what it was. Oh, since today I'm experimenting with some new machines. I'm gonna count that as my top set, even though I got like 9. That's fine. If I were to come here again next week, I'll know for next week, but I probably won't. As I mentioned, delts I approach a little differently. Delts I try to do more volume work. I'll still only do 3 sets here. That's because I'll do another lateral variation at the end. And like I said, I pretty much do upper 3 days a week. So I've got like 6+ sets of laterals 3 times a week. So, and then rep range, I'll usually do 12 to 15. And then some days I'll even do like 4 sets of 20. So little lighter weight, higher rep range for these guys. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. I don't think it's me. We're gonna make sure it stays that way. It's really hot this year in Arizona. I remember doing all my prep cardio, fucking bundled up in like neoprene sweats and everything because it was like 35 degrees out in the morning. It like hasn't gotten below 50 in the mornings. It's like fucking 90 in the afternoon. And I'm just way too big. Just way too big for it to be this hot. Last set here, I'll do a rest pause set. So 3 sets total. God, I did a lot of back on this day last week. I think I just had spare time on my hands and started doing some extra stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if I actually do all of this. Normally I go onto a press, but my shoulders are really pumped after that, so I think I'm gonna do a single arm pull down first. Which is kind of how I like organizing my upper days. I kind of like, so I just did laterals, all the blood is in the delts. I think if I put a little more blood in my lat and then go back to the press, I can be a little stronger on the press. That's just how I like to do it. I don't know if it's right or not. Most days I'll do a fairly short, shallow range of motion, like this. You're not gonna see my shoulders creep up towards my ears. I'm gonna keep the lat locked in. So like that. Today I really wanna let it stretch me out at the top. So I'm gonna pause in the stretch like that, pull down. So you'll see this day I get a little more body English in there. But I really just, I keep my lat locked in position in so many movements that I really need to make sure that I'm still getting some squeezy, stretchy movements in there too. This is so light. There's no numbers on this thing. It's like my nemesis. Every time I come here, I want to put little stickers on it, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Sets here. I do a little, I don't really do like a top set, back off set. I just try to do a little higher rep, so at least 10. Last time I got 12, I just went down to whatever these weights are and try to get 12 again. I'm gonna humble myself today. Mega Mass is like my favorite branded equipment. It is heavy as fuck. It is heavy as fuck. So I haven't used this in forever. I'm hoping I can do a plate. It remains to be seen, so. Alright, so I do finally kind of have show plans. I know I've been like teasing everybody. I don't mean to tease. I'm just so, this isn't negative. I'm so emotionally detached from getting on the stage that I don't really care. Like when people ask me when I'm gonna compete, it's like I don't know. Like I haven't really thought about it. I just look to my coach. But we do finally have to make a decision. So the plan, I'm gonna get in a couple weeks of ideally a little more growing, and then start prep here in a couple weeks. What is it? So it's the beginning of March now. I think we would start prep towards the end of March to maybe do Rising Phoenix on August 22nd. That said, I'm pretty particular about bringing my delts up, especially. So if we get to 7-8 weeks out and I don't think that size is there, I'm just gonna pull out, get back into a growth phase, and hit early shows next spring. Reason being, like, I don't think we're not going to be chasing condition. I mean, we're going to be conditioned, but I don't think pushing the show back is going to do anything because I'm not going to be able to put on any more size. I could just come in leaner, which is also probably smaller. So if we don't make Phoenix, there's no sense in doing a later show. But there is more sense in just getting out, starting my reverse, and then doing early shows next year. I'm also, I don't know how many years I'm going to have competing since I am older. I want to get my big off season out of the way so that after this I can compete every year, rather than having to take a year off every year in between shows. So that is the plan, which is pretty much the same plan I've been mentioning. I just haven't really solidified it, I guess. Not that this is any more solid, but it kind of is, I guess. Speaking of being emotionally detached, that is one thing that I think as bodybuilders we all need to kind of strive to be when it comes to analyzing our own physique. And that is one thing that I kind of pride myself on being. That doesn't mean that I don't have any emotions. Like, sure, I look at my check-ins and I know what needs to come up. I can compare myself to the pros on the stage and know where I fall short. But it doesn't like stick with me. I don't marinate on it for days on end. I make note of it, and I know that I'm doing everything in my power to bring up my weaknesses. And that's that. You know, I try to stay pretty level-headed and just have no emotional tie to how I look. And that's true for all phases, because in prep, you're never going to think you're lean enough. In the off season, you're going to think you're fat. You're probably always going to think you're small. So it's quite the conundrum, thinking you're way too small and way too fat at the same time. But that's where you just kind of gotta keep your head down, keep putting in the work, and know you're doing everything you can to be better. And that's all there is to it. You know, I'm also just the type of person in general that I don't make a lot of room for negativity. I look at my physique. My delts need to come up. Okay, my delts need to come up. What does marinating on that all day gonna do? Like, I'm not gonna walk out the door and just miraculously have bigger delts from doing one thing different. I've been trying to have bigger delts. So, you know, you just have to look at yourself and not let it get to you, and go on about your business. You know, every day in the gym, you try to get better. Every day you follow your plan. Giving these negative thoughts more air by saying them out loud or, you know, complaining about it, like, it's not making you any better. And I just rather focus on the day-to-day where I am improving rather than stewing over what I can't immediately change. All right, I'm sticking with a plate here because I touched it thinking I could do a plate and a quarter because I thought I remembered doing a plate and a quarter at some point in time, but it felt really heavy, so we're gonna see what we can do. Maybe it was the incline press that I did a plate and a quarter. It must have been when I had this set as incline.
Talking a lot today. I said I wasn't going to talk.
This might be kind of a weird move. I don't know if it's scientifically backed or not. It's something that I got from Dana Lynn Bailey like years ago when I subscribed to her platform. And like I said, I basically do all the delts 3 days a week. So I just felt like I needed something a little different from the rear delt pec deck flies. So it's a rear delt like W raise, and I just feel like it really kind of hammers that rear delt. It feels good, so I don't know. Do it or don't. I don't care. So when I rotate, I think of pointing my thumbs backwards. Very lightweight, squeeze. I could get flamed for this. I've never really seen anyone else do it.
Fuck it.
Do I really have two back movements left to do? I must have really just been... Oh, okay. I got it. Sometimes I really just be fucking writing shit. One day, let me find it. One day, the fuck? See, I just stomach laterals. Now if you read that, would you read that as stomach laterals, or would you read that as seated machine laterals? Because I read it as stomach laterals and was like, what the fuck did I do? What are stomach laterals? But we figured it out. I really like this piece. I always kind of poo-poo on Pinata just because I think it's bougie. But I actually really do like this piece. 2 sets here. I'm gonna do a drop set on my back off set. And then we'll finish up with some more laterals and then call it a day. Okay, thank you. You know, I've been looking at yours in the back of my truck and I was like, I should probably bring that back to her one of these days. Okay. I know. Yeah. I'll be back, but oh, okay. Okay. Stop it. Every song that comes on, I just want to like turn to you and just like start belting. I don't have much left to give. this one because like you don't really, you can just kind of stick your hand in there. You don't need to like grab a hold with your forearm. But that's all she wrote. So may peace be with you. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. It'll either be an upper day or a lower day, so we'll figure it out when we get there. Anyway, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, hate mail, love mail, drop them in the comments below.